Have you ever met someone whose loyalty defied both time and circumstance? Today, we delve into the extraordinary tale of Ruth, a story of unwavering devotion that changed the course of history itself. Set against the picturesque yet tumultuous backdrop of Bethlehem during a time of famine, this narrative begins with a woman named Naomi. Naomi, a woman of grace and wisdom, had traveled to the foreign land of Moab with her husband and 2 sons in search of a better life during a time of great scarcity. However, tragedy struck as Naomi's husband, Elimelech, passed away, leaving her a widow in a foreign land. This was not the end of her sorrows. Soon, both her sons married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. But heartbreak loomed large as Naomi was brought to her knees by the cruel hand of fate once more. Her sons, too, perished, leaving Naomi and her daughters-in-law without protection or provisions. Yet, amidst overwhelming grief, Naomi decided to return to her homeland of Bethlehem, having heard that the Lord had blessed the land with food. It was a journey fraught with uncertainty. Naomi, with resignation in her voice, urged Orpah and Ruth to remain in Moab. She insisted that they return to their mother's homes, for she had no more sons to offer them in marriage, no future to promise them. Orpah, with tearful reluctance, eventually conceded and turned back, whispering promises of remembrance. But Ruth stood steadfast. She clutched Naomi's hand and uttered words that would echo through the ages. "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried." And so the 2 women ventured to Bethlehem. They arrived in a land buzzing with the hum of harvest and whispers of Naomi's misfortune. Naomi, whose name once meant pleasant, now asked to be called Mara, meaning bitter, for she believed the Almighty had dealt harshly with her, emptying her of joy. Yet Ruth, guided by her heart and unwavering faith, decided to glean the fields to sustain them both. She stepped out into fields that belonged to Boaz, a man of standing and kin to Elimelech. Now, Boaz was a perceptive man, beloved by his laborers, and he quickly noticed Ruth among the gleaners. Struck by her diligence and the story of her loyalty, Boaz instructed his men to leave extra grain in her path, offering Ruth protection and sustenance. One fateful evening, following ancient custom, Ruth approached Boaz with humility and a heartfelt request to redeem her family's name through marriage, as he was a kinsman redeemer. Boaz's heart stirred, touched by Ruth's integrity and kindness over any pursuit of younger men. He declared his intent to fulfill her request, but first needed to honor the tradition by offering the first rite of redemption to a closer kinsman. In the town gates, Boaz presented the matter before elders and the closer kinsman, who renounced his right, clearing the path for Boaz to marry Ruth. Joy enveloped Bethlehem as Boaz took Ruth as his wife, a union overflowing with hope and divine favor. From this union sprang forth a child, Obed. His birth was celebrated not only as Naomi's redemption and the restoration of joy in her twilight years, but as a pivotal turn in Israel's legacy. For Obed was the grandfather of David, the storied king of Israel, and through whose line the world awaited the birth of Jesus Christ. What began as Ruth's heart-searing loss on foreign soil transcended into legacy woven with devotion, bringing God's promise to fulfillment. So, what can we learn from Ruth? It is the courage to embrace unknown paths compelled by loyalty and faith that can alter destinies. Ruth, a Moabite woman, a foreign widow, became a beacon of hope and renewal. Her story reminds us that acts of selfless love and faith carry transformational power across years, lands, and generations. Thus, Ruth's loyalty was not merely to Naomi, but became an allegiance to a greater promise, a testament that love's legacy is eternal.